Wide shot, endless white horizon. Ice crystals glitter under a low sun that never climbs high. A single gray rock outcrop breaks the flatness. Snow blows in ribbons across the surface. No trees, no bushes. Just white and gray and the pale blue of distant pressure ridges. The camera holds. Nothing moves for 10 seconds. Then a dark shape appears at the edge of frame. It grows larger, a wolf, pure white fur with a hint of silver along the spine. It stops, sniffs the air. Breath condenses in a small cloud. The wolf turns its head slowly and looks directly into the lens. No fear, just calm assessment. Then it trots away, disappearing into the blowing snow. Close-up of wolf paws pressing into fresh powder. Each step sinks, then lifts. Ice clings to the fur between the toes. The paw lifts completely and snow sifts back into the print. Another paw joins it, then another. 4 wolves walking in single file. Their breath fogs in rhythm. The lead wolf, a large female with a distinctive white patch around her neck like a scarf, pauses. Looks back. Her eyes are pale yellow. The pack stops behind her. A young wolf, smaller and grayer, bumps into the wolf ahead. The older wolf does not react. Just waits. White scarf leans forward, ears high, nostrils flaring. She has caught a scent. The pack stands perfectly still. Only their tails move slightly, hanging low. The landscape from above. Drone shot descending slowly. A maze of frozen fjords. Ice shelves cracked like broken glass. Mountains of rock and permanent ice. No green anywhere, only deep blues and whites. A small valley opens between 2 ridges. In the center of that valley, a patch of bare gravel. On that gravel, movement. 8 wolves. Some lying down, some sitting. 3 pups tumble over each other. One pup grabs a stick of bone and runs. The other 2 chase. They fall into a depression and disappear from view. The adults watch without moving. A nursing female lies on her side. 2 pups nuzzle her belly. The wind blows snow off a nearby ridge, creating a white curtain that drifts across the scene. Inside the den. Underground camera looking up at the entrance. A small tunnel carved into frozen soil. The walls are packed with old bones and fur. Pups huddle together in a pile of warmth. Their eyes are still partly blue, not yet the yellow of adults. One pup yawns. Its tiny teeth are sharp as needles. Another pup sleeps with its head on a sibling's back. A third pup scratches its ear with a hind leg, then falls over. The entrance above glows with dull daylight. An adult head appears, blocking the light. The adult drops a piece of meat. The pups wake instantly. They swarm the meat. Growling sounds like tiny motors. The adult watches for a moment, then retreats. The pups fight over the meat, tearing it into smaller pieces. Wide shot of the pack traveling across a frozen lake. The ice is black and mirror smooth. The wolves' reflections slide beneath them. They walk in a perfect line, spaced evenly. The largest male, broad-chested with one scarred ear, walks at the rear. A young male, gray mane, breaks formation. He veers toward the edge of the lake where a pressure ridge lifts the ice into a low wall. He sniffs the wall, digs briefly, finds nothing. White scarf stops and looks back. She does not growl. She does not move. She simply stares at Gray Mane. He lowers his head and hurries back into line. The pack resumes walking. The drone pulls back until the wolves are tiny specks on a vast black lens, close-up of a lemming. It sits on a rock, whiskers twitching. Snow falls around it. It nibbles a frozen seed. A shadow passes over. The lemming freezes. The shadow moves away. The lemming resumes eating. Then a white paw slams down. The lemming is gone. The paw lifts. A young wolf, Gray Mane again, opens his mouth and the lemming drops out, still alive. It tries to run. Gray Mane pins it with one paw. He tilts his head. The lemming squeaks. He picks it up more gently this time and carries it to a patch of snow. He drops it. The lemming runs. He catches it. This repeats 3 times. Finally, he swallows it whole, looking somewhat surprised. An older female watches from a distance. She turns away unimpressed, the pack resting on a ridge. The sun is lower now, casting long shadows. Gray Mane lies apart from the others, chewing on a piece of frozen hide. A pup approaches him. Gray Mane growls softly. The pup backs away but comes back. Gray Mane growls again. The pup sits down and whines. Gray Mane stares at the pup for a long moment. Then he drops the hide and pushes it toward the pup with his nose. The pup snatches it and runs. Gray Mane watches with an expression that almost looks like confusion. Then he lies down and rests his head on his paws. Snow begins to accumulate on his back. He does not shake it off. A human figure appears on the horizon. extremely small against the ice. The man wears white camouflage and carries a camera with a long lens. He moves slowly, taking a step and then waiting. Another step, waiting. He does not try to hide, but does not rush. His breath fogs heavily. Ice has formed on his eyelashes and the fur edge of his hood. He lowers himself onto a rock and sits completely still. His camera rests on a tripod. He waits. Hours pass in cuts. The sun moves across the sky without rising. The human does not move except to blink. Snow covers his shoulders. He is turning into a feature of the landscape. A young female wolf notices the human first. She is medium-sized with amber eyes that almost glow. She has been gnawing on a caribou antler. She stops. Ears point forward. Her nose twitches. She takes one step toward the human, then another. The other wolves do not react yet. She walks closer, head low but not submissive. Curious, she is 20 meters away, 15, 10. She stops and sits down. She tilts her head. The human does not move. The wolf stands up again and takes 3 more steps. She is close enough to see the reflection in the camera lens. She sniffs the air in the human's direction. Then she sneezes and shakes her head. She turns and trots back to the pack. The human exhales slowly. Frost falls from his hood. White scarf rises. She walks toward the human without hesitation. Her gait is smooth, powerful. She does not circle or approach indirectly. She comes straight on. The human lowers his eyes. White scarf stops 5 meters away. She stares. Her yellow eyes hold perfectly still. The human does not blink. White scarf takes 1 more step. Then she sits down. She looks past the human at the landscape. Then she looks back at the human. She yawns. A wide, slow yawn that shows every tooth. Then she turns and walks back to the pack. The message is clear. You are not food. You are not a threat. You are simply here. Time lapse. The sun moves along the horizon in a shallow arc. It never sets. It never rises. It just slides sideways. The pack sleeps. The human sleeps in a small bivouac. Awake again. The pack is gone. The human tracks them across a frozen river. The tracks are fresh. Melted snow in the prints shows they passed an hour ago. The human follows. Over a ridge. Down into a valley. There they are. The pack surrounds a carcass, a caribou that died of old age or weakness. Ravens perch on the antlers. The wolves tear at the belly. Red stains the snow. A pup drags a loop of intestine like a snake. Another adult guards the carcass from scavengers. There are no scavengers yet except the ravens who hop at the edges. The human lies on his belly and films. Close-up of a wolf eating. Not violently, methodically. She tears a strip of meat from the ribcage. She swallows without chewing. She moves to another spot. Her muzzle is red. She pauses to lick her nose. Then she resumes. Beside her, a pup tries to bite the same piece. She growls without looking. The pup waits. She takes 2 more bites, then steps back. The pup dives in. The adult walks to a patch of clean snow and rolls on her back, rubbing her bloody face into the white. She gets up. Snow clings to her fur. She shakes. A cloud of white and pink flakes. She walks away. The carcass is now mostly bones and scattered fur. Gray mane approaches the human during a feeding break. The human is sitting on a rock eating a frozen energy bar. Gray mane stops 10 meters away. He sits down. He watches the human eat. The human takes a bite. Gray mane's tongue comes out. The human breaks off a small piece of the bar and tosses it onto the snow. Gray mane sniffs it. He does not eat it. He looks at the human. He sniffs the bar piece again. He walks away. The human retrieves the bar piece and puts it in his pocket. The wolf watches from a distance. For the rest of the day, Gray mane stays closer to the human than to the pack hunting musk oxen. Wide shot first. A herd of perhaps 20 musk oxen stands on a frozen ridge. Their shaggy brown coats look like cloaks. Their horns curve downward and then up. They stand in a loose group. The wolves approach from downwind. White scarf leads. The pack spreads out into a line. Each wolf has a role. 2 older wolves hang back. The younger ones stay behind the adults. The musk oxen see them. The herd moves together, forming a circle. Calves inside, horns pointing outward. The wolves stop. They sit. They wait. The wind blows. Snow drifts around the musk oxen's feet. The wolves do not move for 20 minutes. A fly lands on a wolf's nose. She does not blink. The wolves test the circle. 1 wolf approaches the musk oxen. She feints left. A bull lowers his head and charges 2 steps. The wolf retreats. The bull returns to the circle. Another wolf approaches from the opposite side. The same thing. The musk oxen turn to face each threat. They are synchronized. The wolves try again and again. Each time the horns meet them. One wolf gets too close. A bull swings his head. The horn misses the wolf's ribs by centimeters. The wolf yelps and runs back. She is not injured, but her tail is tucked. She licks her flank, no blood. She rejoins the pack. The wolves sit again. They are not tired yet. The musk oxen are not tired yet. This stalemate could last hours. Time passes. The light shifts. The wolves try a new tactic. They run around the circle, kicking up snow, creating confusion. The musk oxen pivot. They pivot again. Their breathing deepens. A calf in the center shifts its weight nervously. One of the adult females in the wolf pack, not White Scarf but her sister, a wolf with a notch in her ear, suddenly stops running and drops flat in the snow. She disappears. The musk oxen do not see her. The other wolves continue the circle. After 5 minutes, the hidden wolf rises. She sprints directly at a bull on the far side. He turns to face her. That creates a gap. White Scarf is already moving. She slips through the gap before the bull can close it. She is inside the circle. The calves scatter. The musk oxen panic. The circle breaks inside the confusion. White Scarf singles out a small calf. She does not bite. She harries it, pushes it away from the adults. Another wolf joins her. They herd the calf like shepherds. The calf runs. The musk oxen try to reform, but too many gaps. A bull charges at White Scarf. She sidesteps. The bull slides on ice and falls to his knees. He gets up, too late. The calf is 50 meters away from the herd. 2 wolves flank it. Gray Mane appears from nowhere. He bites the calf's hind leg. The calf kicks. He lets go. Blood drips. The calf limps. White Scarf comes from the front. She bites the calf's nose. The calf stops. The other wolves close in. It is over in seconds. The herd watches from a distance. Then they walk away. The wolves eat. Not every hunt succeeds. A different day. Different herd. The wolves approach the same way. The musk oxen form the same circle. But this herd is larger. More bulls. One bull in particular is old and massive, his horns cracked and yellow. He does not wait for the wolves to test. He charges out of the circle at full speed. The wolves scatter. He catches a young wolf, not Gray Mane, but his sister, a gray female with dark legs. He tosses her. She flies through the air and lands in a snowbank. She tries to get up. Her left foreleg does not support her. She falls. The bull turns to charge again. White Scarf intercepts. She puts herself between the bull and the injured wolf. She snarls. The bull hesitates. The injured wolf drags herself away on 3 legs. The bull returns to the circle. The wolves retreat. They do not eat that day. The injured wolf lies apart from the pack. She licks her leg. The leg is swollen. She cannot put weight on it. The pack hunts again without her. She watches them go. She tries to follow. After 3 steps, she collapses. She lies in the snow. A raven lands nearby. She snaps at it. The raven hops back. She lays her head down. Hours pass. The pack returns. Gray Mane approaches his sister. He sniffs her leg. He licks her face. She tries to stand and fails. White Scarf arrives. She sniffs the leg. She walks away. The pack moves to a new location. They look back. The injured wolf does not follow. She cannot. The pack waits. She tries again. She falls again. The pack waits longer. Then they leave. The injured wolf watches them go. She does not move again for a long time. The human finds the injured wolf 2 days later. She is still alive. She has dragged herself to a rock overhang. The leg is worse. She is not eaten. The human approaches slowly. The wolf shows her teeth but does not move. The human sets down a piece of meat. Then he retreats and waits. The wolf watches the meat for an hour. Finally, she pulls herself toward it. She eats. The human leaves more meat each day. On the 5th day, the wolf stands. She puts a little weight on the leg. On the 7th day, she limps away from the overhang. On the 10th day, she follows the human's tracks back toward the pack. The human does not see her again. But a month later, while filming the pack from a distance, he sees a wolf with a slight limp at the edge of the group. Full moon over the Arctic. No sun, only moonlight on ice. The pack travels under the stars. Their howls rise together, one long note that splits into harmonies. The sound carries across the frozen ocean. Seals beneath the ice shift in their lairs. A polar bear lifts its head miles away. The wolves howl again. Their breath freezes in the air, catching the moonlight, turning to sparkling dust. Greymane lifts his head higher than the others. His howl cracks and changes pitch. He is still learning. White Scarf's howl is steady, commanding. The pack ends together. Silence. Then more distant howls from another pack, somewhere beyond the mountains. White Scarf cocks her ears. She does not answer. She leads the pack down into a sheltered valley where the wind cannot reach. The pups' first winter storm. The wind screams. Snow moves horizontally. Visibility is less than 1 meter. The pack huddles together in a depression between 2 rocks. The adults form the outer ring. Their backs take the snow. The pups are inside the warm center. One pup cries because of the noise. An older sibling licks the pup's ear. The pup stops. The snow builds up around them. Soon they are almost buried. Only the shapes of their bodies show. The wind continues for 18 hours. When it stops, the wolves emerge one by one. They shake off the snow. The landscape is completely changed. The landmarks they knew are gone. White Scarf sniffs the air. She finds a familiar scent under the new snow. She steps forward. The pack follows, a seal breathing hole on the sea ice. The pack has wandered far from their normal territory. They have not eaten in 5 days. Greymane is thinner. His ribs show faintly. The pack smells the seal before they see it. They spread out around the breathing hole. They wait. A seal's nose appears. It sniffs. No wolf moves. The seal exhales. Its whiskers touch the ice. A wolf lunges, too slow. The seal disappears. The wolf's nose goes into the water. She pulls back, sneezing. The pack waits again. The seal returns. Another lunge. Another miss. This continues for an hour. Then White Scarf changes tactics. She lies flat on the ice, nose at the edge of the hole. She does not move. The seal appears. White Scarf does not move. The seal relaxes. It puts more of its head out. White Scarf explodes upward, clamping her jaws on the seal's neck. She drags it onto the ice. The pack rushes in. The seal is 50 kilograms. They eat for a long time. The humans camp at night. Northern lights flicker green and purple. The human is inside a small tent. His camera runs on a tripod outside, wrapped in insulation. The lens points at the pack's resting place. The wolves glow faintly in the aurora's light. Greymane is awake. He walks toward the tent. He sniffs the fabric. The human inside holds his breath. Greymane circles the tent twice. Then he lies down beside it. His back presses against the tent wall. The human feels the wolf's weight shift. He hears the wolf's breathing. Greymane falls asleep there. In the morning, the human unzips the tent slowly. Greymane is gone. Only a warm depression in the snow remains. The human places his hand in it. The snow is still warm, a confrontation with a polar bear. The pack finds a beached whale carcass. A bowhead whale, dead for months, frozen and then thawed and then frozen again. The wolves are feeding when a male polar bear appears on a ridge. He is enormous. His fur is yellowed with age. He walks downhill with no hurry. The wolves see him. They do not leave. White Scarf stands over a particularly meaty section. She growls at the bear. The bear keeps coming. The pack circles behind the bear. Greymane nips the bear's hind leg. The bear spins. Greymane is already gone. Another wolf nips from the other side. The bear swings a massive paw. It misses. The wolves are too fast. The bear decides the meat is not worth the trouble. He walks away. The wolves return to the whale. They eat with their heads low, watching the bear until he disappears over the ridge. The end of winter. The sun returns. It stays below the horizon at first, just a glow in the south. Then it rises. The first full sunrise in months. The pack stands on a high ridge. They face the sun. Their shadows stretch behind them like dark wolves. White Scarf howls. The pack joins. The howl echoes off every mountain, every ice cliff, every frozen fjord. The sound multiplies and returns. For a full minute, the valley is nothing but wolf howls, overlapping and bouncing and fading. Then silence. A drop of water falls from an icicle. Another drop. The melt has begun. The pack turns away from the sun and walks down into the valley. Behind them, their paw prints fill with water. The prints become small mirrors reflecting the sky. A pup's first kill. Not a musk ox, a hare. The pup is one of the smallest from last summer. He has grown but still looks like a teenager. He stalks a hare that is eating willow buds. The pup flattens. He creeps. He is not very good at creeping. His belly touches the ground. His tail wags. The hare's ears rotate. The pup freezes. The hare goes back to eating. The pup takes another step. A stick cracks under his paw. The hare bolts. The pup chases. He is faster than he looks. The hare changes direction. The pup changes direction. He almost misses. His paw swipes. He catches the hare's hind leg. The hare kicks. The pup holds on. He pulls the hare close. He bites. The hare stops moving. The pup stands over it. He does not eat it. He carries it to the pack and drops it at White Scarf's feet. She sniffs it. Then she eats it in 2 bites. The pup's tail wags so hard his whole body shakes. The human packs his equipment. His time is ending. The plane will come in 3 days. He sits on a rock and looks at the wolves one last time. They are spread across the valley. Greymane is playing with 2 pups. He lets them climb on his back. He rolls over and lets them bite his throat. He is gentle. His eyes are softer than they were months ago. White Scarf lies on a high point watching everything. She looks at the human. She holds his gaze for a long moment. Then she closes her eyes. The wind blows. The human stands up. He walks toward the plane's landing site. Greymane stops playing. He watches the human leave. The human does not look back. Greymane takes 2 steps after him. Then he stops. He sits down. He watches until the human is a speck. Then he howls. A single howl. The human hears it but does not turn around. The plane lands on skis. The human loads his gear. He climbs inside. The plane takes off. From the air, the landscape opens up. The valley, the ridges, the frozen rivers. The drone shot from the plane window. Tiny black shapes move on the ice below. The pack. They are running together in a loose formation. Greymane is at the front now, beside White Scarf. The injured wolf with the limp runs in the middle. The pups run in the back, one of them tripping over its own paws. The pack runs toward a herd of musk oxen in the distance. The plane flies higher. The wolves become smaller. The musk oxen become smaller. The landscape becomes endless white. The plane turns south. The wolves continue north. The screen fades to white, then to black, then nothing.